one I still want to stick with today is still going to be fractions. Yesterday we looked at like the addition stuff. Same rule will apply if you were subtracting, but the whole thing from yesterday was if you're adding or subtracting, there's a common denominator involved. That's not the case when you multiply or divide, though. So the problem I did on the video had 2/5 divided by 1/3, all right? 2/5 divided by 1/3. When I first learned how to do this in elementary school, I was just told, turn that to multiplication and flip that number. That's all I was told. I didn't know why. All I knew is that that's what I had to do and I'll get it right, so I did it, all right? So we multiply straight across. 2 times 3 equals 6. See that? Straight across. You go to the bottom, go straight across. 5 times 1 equals 5. That's the answer, 6/5. Remember that rule? It says division is multiplication by reciprocal. Division is multiplication by a reciprocal. Division is multiplication by a reciprocal. We talked about this division symbol yesterday. There's your numerator, there's your denominator. 10 is the numerator, 2 is the denominator. 10/2 is equal to 5, right? We talked about that yesterday. 10/2 equals 5. All right, so we're going to sit on this 10/2 for a second and think about it. Just imagine this 10/2 can be stretched, all right? We're going to stretch it out. We're going to stretch this number, stretch it out, all right? That's what we're about to do. So if I have my 10/2, right, and I stretch it, it's going to look more like this. See that? So that 2, instead of it sitting right here, I slid it over there. Like, I slid it that way, right there. Bam, so now it's there. So right now, both of these fractions mean the same thing. I just wrote this one a little weird, right? But they both say 10/2. So what we have to do is we got to fill in these other spots. Like, I'm going to fill that in with a 1, just like I'm going to fill that in with a 1. Does that make sense? All right, so I got a 10 times 1, and at the bottom, I got a 1 times 2. Look at that. Don't that look like a division symbol? Does it not? So now I'm going to take this one, and now instead of looking at it as one big fraction, I'm going to separate them into 2 separate fractions. That one and that one. This is no different from this. This is no different from this. This is no different from that. And the answer here is 5. So remember what the rule said. Division is multiplication by a reciprocal. There's division, right? There's multiplication. And the reciprocal of 2 is 1/2. Shoot, I hope that helped for real. I guess the main thing you don't want to get confused when you're dealing with multiplication and division of fractions is you can go straight across and do your operations. You don't have to find a common denominator at all.